Hey folks, this is probably the worst video ever. I already got the answers down, but I want to go over this final assessment number 3 with you just so you could see where you went wrong. First question, most commonly missed question. Let me make it bigger. First thing you have to do is go inside here. 3 to the third is 27, and it's negative because the exponent is inside, so that's a negative 27. Then you had to do 81 divided by a negative 27. 81 divided by 27 is 3, and it's a negative because there's only one negative symbol there, so it's a positive divided by a negative. The next thing you have to do is you have to multiply these two numbers together because you have multiplication and addition. 4 times 3 is 12, a negative times a negative is a positive 12, plus the 4 give you an answer of 16 over here. Next one, second most commonly missed question right here. Inside the brackets, you have a negative 5 plus 16 divided by a negative 4. Most people try to deal with this first. You had to do this first. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and it's a positive divided by a negative, so it's a negative 4. Now you have a negative 5 plus a negative 4, which is a negative 9. When you drop the absolute value bars, that comes out as a positive 9. You have negative 1 still here on the outside. This is like a negative 1. Times 9 gives you that negative 9. The next one, let me zoom out just a touch because we're getting less work intensive here. This one here, you have to substitute in negative 3, so you have a negative 5 times a negative 3. That's 15, because 5 times 3 is 15. Negative times a negative is a positive 15, plus 4 is 19. This one here, this is a double shot. So you really have m plus 12. You subtract 12 from both sides. 6, positive 6, and a negative 12. That's a negative 6. Those are different signs. M equals a negative 6. This one is a negative 64. You have to get rid of this positive. Divide by positive 4 by multiplying by 4 on both sides. These cross off. 16 times 4 is 56. Hang on. 16 times 4 is 64, and it's a negative times a positive. There's my negative 64. Okay, this next one, this is the one I screwed up on, moms, dads, kids. I told the kids they couldn't use a calculator, and I said that this was equal to 0.5325. I put that on the board. So if the kids wrote down 0.5325, which most of them did, this would be larger because it's less negative than 0.5620. A couple of kids actually divided it out, and if you divide it out, you can see that this one here is less negative because this is a negative 0.5625. This is a negative 0.5620. So that one I apologize for, but again, I just want to get the kids some quick feedback. This one here, you have to rename in order to add these. These are both negative, so your same signs are going to add them. You change the common denominator to 63 on both of them. You have a negative 4 times 7 gives you a negative 28 63rds. This is, you have to multiply the bottom times 9. So this is a negative 36 63rds. You add those two dudes together, you got negative 64 63rds, which is an improper fraction, or a negative 1 and 1 63rd. On the back side here, most kids miss this trade. It's negative 5 1/3 plus 3 and 5/12. So when you rename these, you can't see it. You rename this as negative 5 and 4/12 plus 3 and, sorry, I'll move that down so you can see it, plus 3 and 5/12. You can take 5 minus 3, but you can't do 4 minus 5. So you make a trade. We'll take one whole away. This becomes negative 4. There's 12 pieces in a whole, so I add 12 to this, and I get 16. Now I can do 4 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative minus, different signs. The difference is negative 1. 16 minus 5 is 11 12. There's your negative 1 and 11/12. And this one here, you're really adding, so you're this is a double shot, so this is addition, but in reality, you're finding the difference between these two signs because you have a positive and a negative, so the way you find the difference is you subtract. So I subtracted 1.23 from this, and I ended up with a negative 3.337. If you missed if for instance you had 3.337, you missed the negative symbol, I charged you half a point. Each question is worth 2 points. This one here, another commonly missed question. Subtract 8 from both sides. It's a two-step equation. And then you got 56 equals a 4n, negative 4n. Divide by negative 4 on both sides. The negative 4s become a positive 1n. 56 divided by 4 is 14. It's a negative. So it's a negative 1 because it's a positive divided by a negative. This one here, 2 times n is 2n and it's negative. 2 times 5 it's 10, it's positive. Negative times a negative. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is a negative 6 and there's an n attached, negative 6n, and then you've got this 10. So when you combine the n's, you have a negative 2 and a negative 6. You got a negative 8. You've got 10 plus 6 is 16, plus another is 26. Negative 8n plus 26. On this one down here, a negative, these combine to make a negative 10n. These combine to make a negative 8. You add 8 to both sides, and you have 10n equals 220. Divide by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1n, or just n. 22 divided by 10 is 22, and it's a negative because it's a positive divided by a negative. There they are. These two questions here, the answers, the exact answers I'm looking for are posted in the update. I took lots of points off for sloppy writing that I couldn't read, or if you forgot to say product and quotient up here. There's certain things I wanted. We've been practicing them in class. I'm giving you the exact answers I want. Just memorize them and give it back. All right, thanks. Sorry about the rushed video. Sorry about putting up the wrong decimal here, but I just wanted to put the answer down so you could kind of get a look at it and see what you did wrong. And I apologize if I made any mistakes on this. I did this on lunch, and I didn't have much time.